Good evening, and welcome to a Memorial Day edition of Wake Up America, Wake Up, hosted by me, Raphael Fries. When we think about Memorial Day, do we think of it as a long road trip, sales at your local stores and markets, just time off from work, backyard barbecues? What is the real meaning of Memorial Day, of the national holiday, which is much more somber than most? Originally called Decoration Day, Monday's holiday honors all soldiers who've died during service to this nation. I think it's important to reflect that Memorial Day is a federal holiday in the United States for honoring and mourning the U.S. military personnel who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. Here's a brief history if you didn't know. From 1868 to 1970, it was observed on May 30. Since 1970, it is observed on the last Monday of May. Many people visit cemeteries and memorials on Memorial Day to honor and mourn those who died while serving in the U.S. military. Many volunteers place American flags on the graves of the military personnel in the national cemeteries. Memorial Day is also considered the unofficial beginning of summer. The first national observance of Memorial Day occurred on May 30, 1868. Then known as Decoration Day. The holiday was proclaimed by Commander-in-Chief John A. Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic to honor the Union soldiers who died in the Civil War. This national observance was preceded by many local ones between the end of the Civil War and Logan's declaration. So I ask you, during this 3-day weekend, did anyone pause, bow their heads for a moment in silence for those soldiers, men and women, that have served in previous roles in combat on behalf of this nation? I dare say that we did. I still have hope that as a nation, we still honor those men and women who have served in many aspects of the military, who have lost their lives. And for me, that is probably the most important thing about Memorial Day, is remembering, reminding, and reflecting on those men and women who paid the ultimate price in laying down their lives in the service of this nation. Soldiers who were never coming home to their mothers, to their brothers and sisters, to their families, to their spouses, to their friends, because they gave up their civilian life and took it to a whole different level when they volunteered to serve in the United States Armed Forces in an attempt to protect our freedoms, to protect the Constitution, to protect us. Now, I know that some will say that we have grown very fat and ungrateful, that we have taken these freedoms for granted, but I dare say not. Because I know that there are families out there that Memorial Day is a very painful time. It is a very somber holiday, if we can even call it that. because those soldiers are never coming home. Those friends and loved ones are never coming home. So my heart goes out to those families that have lost someone, that for me, Memorial Day is not a 3-day holiday excursion, but a time to remind ourselves that freedom isn't free. And my heart pours out to those families whose sons and daughters are never coming back home. Those families that are going to live without the knowledge of knowing what those loved ones could have done had they still been alive today. So on behalf of Wake Up America, Wake Up, your host, Raphael Fries, to all you soldiers who are currently serving, and for those of you that are no longer with us, thank you. Thank you so much for your service.